Hi guys. So this is part two of my AMA for today, uh, November 20th. So we'll go ahead and get right back into the questions so that we can do those. Ecologist08 also asked me, do you have any tattoos? Be specific. I do not have any tattoos yet. Um, I've always sort of wanted one, but I didn't know what I would want for the longest time. And about, let's say, 10 years ago, I finally decided on something that I would want. But I never went and got it done. So it's like, I know what it is, I know where it's going to be, and I know where and what it will be. And I guess 10 years down the road, I still want that. So it's probably not something I'm going to change my mind on or be like, oh, I'm sick of that or something. So I am actually planning, I've been doing research to find a tattoo artist here because in addition to this one that I've always wanted for, the last 10 years, I just recently saw something that kind of resonated with me that really would, I feel like I need to have this and I need to have it done. And so I've been looking at different local artists here at their work to see which ones artwork would, uh, I guess, match what I've got in my head, to see what they do and which ones. I've got about a short list. There's about 4 of them that I would engage for this, and so I would definitely want those. Um, but we'll see what happens. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now, so whether I can find the time to do that and the money that it takes is another question. So not yet. Hopefully soon. Do tattoos change my impression of a person? And that depends entirely on what the tattoo is. Um, because, I met a girl who had a tattoo of an ejaculating penis on her back, and yeah, that changed my impression of her because I thought, well, here's somebody who makes really poor life decisions. Not like I make the greatest ones myself, but I don't have a ejaculating penis on my back. So, and I didn't ever think I would ever say something like that on camera. So thanks for that. Yeah, moving on. But I mean, it's like, if it is something that is unique and means something to that person, that will change my impression in a positive way because it will give me some insight to them. It is a way of, I guess, wearing your heart on your sleeve or, on your arm or your back or wherever it is, to have something that is meaningful and is unique or special to you. If it's just some tribal thing you picked out of a book, that's just not as impressive to me as something that actually thought has gone into, and that you make that commitment to have that put onto your body in ink. To that, like, I respect that commitment. I think that's it's taken me a while to pull the trigger myself for that sort of thing. So somebody who can say, what, this is going to describe a part of me, and I'm going to put it out here for the world, and that's impressive to me, and that is something that I can appreciate. So hopefully that answered your question. Right, Dr. Wilder, if you didn't have to worry about legal or societal repercussions, a complete and total freebie, what would you do? I wouldn't do anything that would harm other people. Like, I wouldn't go around, like, killing people or murdering or raping or, you know, stealing from people. Um, or doing things like that. I guess, you know, maybe going for a joyride or something if I could get my hands on a really fast car, go as fast as I want on somewhere that's really, really straight, so you can get up good speed, without having to turn any corners. That would be pretty cool. Um, yeah, or just, if I didn't have any like obligations or something like that, it would be cool just to grab a pack, a knife, canteen, and just head out into the mountains, the wilderness, the desert, and you know, enjoy nature for a while and just be there away from like everything awful, all the people, the noise, the pollution, and just do that. I would do that if I didn't have any societal obligations. I would be like out there. It would be awesome. So that would be like one or the other. Fast car or like wilderness. Like, go walk about or whatever. Peak T, if cost were no object, all expenses paid, where would I go for a week of adventure or relaxation? Penang Island in Malaysia. Um, it just always looked gorgeous. I wanted to go there when I was living in Malaysia and never ever had like the time or opportunity, to get out there. And it's gorgeous and it's beautiful and the water is like crystal blue. And yeah, I'd go there. If I was just gonna spend a week, relaxation, that would be it. Penang Island. Icky little girl, what would be your last meal? Um, an entire cheesecake. Yeah. If I'm going out, I'm going out with a bang. Just the whole cheesecake. You know, I don't need to have like meat and potatoes. I don't need to eat my veggies. I'm having cheesecake. If I'm gonna bite it the next day, I'm gonna enjoy the crap out of that last meal before I go. All of it. Um, do I have any stupid human tricks and will I show you guys? Well, I can wiggle just my ears. I don't know if you guys can see that. They're kind of weird. I can also wiggle just my little toe all by itself, which if you're off put by feet, look away now. There you go. And if you have the opposite reaction to feet, please don't masturbate to my feet. It's weird. Dark Child, if someone was to visit me in Texas, what would we do? Well, I'd show you around downtown, go out, see some music. There's like live music everywhere. You walk down the street and there's like 10 different sounds happening everywhere you go. It's pretty awesome that way. Take you out to like some of the greenbelt areas where it's really pretty and there's water and things like that. And just hang out. It's a really chill, kind of relaxed kind of town. But, maybe take you to Frank's for some hot dogs and bacon infused whiskey or whatever. That'd be fun. Coop Dizzle, what was the hardest thing you've ever had to tell someone? Probably the hardest thing to ever have to tell someone is something that is going to hurt them. Because, you never want to hurt people. But if you need to tell someone, hey, this relationship is over, it's going to hurt them. It's going to cause them pain. And so it's hard to do that. It's really hard. And yeah, That's gonna be the hardest thing, is having to tell someone that. Kryptonite asked a whole lot of questions. I'm not gonna answer all of them because some of them are quite silly, and it is getting really long. However, yes, 3 plates. The strangest thing I've ever knitted was probably Hobbit feet slippers for a 4-year-old. Um, the strangest thing I've been asked to knit was when I was actually making those Hobbit slippers at knitting night. Our server came along and asked me if I would knit him a full body feety pajamas. He was like 6'5" or something, like just huge. And I just remember like thinking, do you know how much yarn that's gonna take? Not to mention time. No, 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 no. I don't do requests like that. Feety pajamas for a fully grown man. No, you can buy that crap at the stores. um, my most embarrassing moment. I think I may have told this story before, but it was when I was at a school dance. Or no, not a school dance. It was a church dance when I was 14. Because when I was 14 and socially awkward, that was like um, the only thing to do on a Saturday night. And so there was this one guy that I had seen like at several of these, and I was completely and utterly in love with the boy, because I'd never spoken with him, but he was beautiful, and we were gonna have beautiful, beautiful children together. They would have been gorgeous, let me tell you that. And so I kept waiting and waiting for this guy to ask me to dance, and he just wouldn't. And so one day I manned up and I went and I asked him to dance, and he said yeah. So we were dancing, and the song was playing, and I'm desperately like socially awkward penguin trying to like come up with some way of like breaking the ice and starting a conversation with him. So I say, I really love this song. And he says to me, oh yeah, yeah, I really love you too. And I thought he was saying he loved me, and like all of my dreams were coming true, and like we were gonna have beautiful, beautiful children together. um and I just wanted to make sure that that's actually what he said. So I said, yeah, I love the song. And he says, yeah, I love you too, the band, because that's who was playing the song. And I spent the rest of that dance awkwardly like swaying like 14-year-olds do when they're doing slow dances, in silence, avoiding eye contact. And as soon as it was over, we like turned around and walked our separate ways, because that was absolutely embarrassing for both of us, I think. um yeah, so that's my embarrassing moment. Nah. um I'm not answering the question of whether my parents have a favorite, because it's complicated, and probably not. And if they do, it's probably not me. Truth or dare? Dare. Ever do anything on a dare? Yes. Um, yes, you're asking way too many questions. Then you asked, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, because you wanted to hear me say that, but I'm giving you a serious answer. The amount of wood that woodchucks would chuck on any given day varies greatly within the individual woodchuck. New York State wildlife expert Richard Thomas found that a woodchuck could chuck around 35 cubic feet of dirt in the course of digging a burrow. So if they can chuck wood instead of dirt, then he would chuck an amount equal to about 700 pounds of wood. It will depend on 3 things: the woodchuck's desire to chuck said wood, the woodchuck's need to chuck the aforementioned wood, and the woodchuck's ability to chuck the wood when it is a woodchuck. There's your answer. I'm not answering the other 2. Have a good night. Bye, guys!